All right. Excited to be back. Excited to create another video. I think I'm going to do something a little different today, just like the last video. I'm not going to quite jump back into the Course in Miracles, although I may talk about it. Who knows what's going to come up. I'm kind of gonna fly off the seat of my pants here a bit. The last week or so has been just a different kind of week. It's Easter, Easter break, some break time for the kids, and they were around more, and didn't have the space to do the videos and stuff the way I would have normally. So it was my birthday as well on Easter, and my daughter's birthday is actually today. So I just really wanted to make a video. I really wanted to share some things that are going on in my world, and I have a little bit of an idea of things that I've been collecting, these little kind of nuggets of information here, and I see what it'll bring up for me as I do it here just live on the video. One piece that came up for me this morning big time, which, a big aha moment, was as I was having different conversations with different people in my life, I realized I had this aha moment all of a sudden. I realized that how everything is divine, everything, this will probably kind of go into another kind of topic that I wanted to talk about, but everything around you is happening for you. It's divine. Every relationship that you have it'll be unique. Just like you're unique. You're a unique relationship with God itself, with creation itself. And, sorry, my puppy's over there scratching at something. It'll be a good test to see if I can stay focused. Anyway, focus is one thing I've been working on. It's kind of been a tough thing throughout my life. And also another thing, there's a lot I want to mention, actually. Let me finish what I was saying. It's all around you. Everything's happening for you. These different relationships are all, one person's going to teach you lessons that another one, won't. And this relationship over here will teach you this. This one won't. This one will teach you something. This one won't. All these people around you are truly angels. They're here. There's angels that you can see, and there's angels that you can't see. This is what I believe, and this is what's happening and transpiring in my life, and what's just coming through me to be true. And I'll also shout out to Bitcoin on the hat today. It's doing better. It keeps gently, slowly rising, and I think it's going to be a huge piece of humanity moving forward in a more sovereign, free way. The money system's a huge trap, a huge way that things are controlled. So shout out to Bitcoin going up. I hope it continues to do well, So that was the piece about the relationships and how everything around us really is happening for us. And each one of these people around you are here to teach you something unique. It might be similar, it might be, and all that. And then also, what was coming up for me in a conversation I was having with a friend of mine was this split mind that the Course in Miracles is kind of teaching us about, right? And listen, this is another thing I want to dive into. I'm no expert on this course. It was brought to me, it was something that came across to me and for me. And I love it. I enjoy it. I think it's dropping just amazing information, knowledge. And there's differences. I've always been a person to keep diving deep, getting to the root, of things. So it really dissects. It goes in and dissects, these little things that just haven't made sense to me, and why I feel the way I do about the world that we live in and such. So, I'll be getting I'll be continuing in the lessons. Hopefully tomorrow I'll start back into the lessons. The next couple, I've been doing 131 and 132 the last couple of days, kind of just bouncing. I didn't want to move forward too much without recording it on the channel. So I'm kind of just been bouncing back and forth with them, kind of learning from them. And I'm reading the text as I go along. I haven't even gone through this whole entire book or the entire whatever. I'm just going as I go along, as it's coming. I'm just sharing. This is just my experience. Another massive point that I want to make is I realize, sometimes it's okay to feel like things aren't okay. I'll still have these moments where I feel like a mess, or I feel like a shit show, or I have these emotions, or I have these frustrations, or this anger, or this sadness, or whatever. And it's all there to teach us as we go along, So I don't ever want to come off on this channel and maybe I don't, it's just in my own mind and I'm creating it. I never want to come off on this channel I'm with you here. I'm sharing this with you. I'm healing with you, and that's such a beautiful thing. If we can just live in that space, what a beautiful thing. So I think that's all that off the top of my head that I was going to share there. I had this idea. I've been saving these yogi tea tickets that come on your tea. They have some great little sayings, and it goes all along on the channel. I mean, I truly believe love is all we are. I think that's all God is. That's all creation is love. And, I started to talk about this split mind thing. I don't even know if I even finished what I was talking about. So somehow along the line, and this is another thing I want to dive into deeper in my life, is create the beginning of, I have questions about the beginning of creation. I think we all do, right? And maybe, you follow a certain religion, or you follow something that has its perspective on that. But, whatever it is, however it happened, God's creation, this creation, the universe, the thing we're living in, this experience that we're having, whether it's all mind created, which I believe it's a lot of just we think and through thought, and of course even talks about how we're God's thoughts. And I think that's all this is, this whole reality is, a thought. It's an imagination. It's your mind creating it. So this kind of split mind thing where, at some point we let egoic, dark, or you could even say evil maybe, of darker nature thoughts in humanity as a collective, right? Has let this in, because this is a collective thing. If I can clean up my own, that's what what I'm trying to do in my own life, and then share that out so that other people can do the same. Because if we all do that, that's heaven on earth then. That's what I talk about in the videos, and I say that. So that's what I truly want to see. And I think that we've had it in past generation or past times in history. And I think that there's just been, like I said, there's been this other thought process, or this darker nature, or of egoic tendencies kind of get into humanity and then spread. And I've talked about this in my videos, like a parasite. It needs a host. It's got to have a host. You have to let it in. You have to let it stay attached. You have to give it energy. As soon as that stops happening in humanity, then as a collective, we all can go back to living in nothing but love. Like, we create it with our minds. And we're here to create. And if you're not creating, and I talk about this all the time about as far as what people are doing with their time and their lives and the 9-to-5 grind and everything, the kind of system kind of has created to keep us average and down. If we're creating, we can create a whole new existence. There's no doubt in my mind that's the vision that I see down the road. We can create a whole new existence. It doesn't have to stay, like this. We can go back to living a little bit more off the land. And, I'll give you an example. I go across the border of Maryland into PA to go shop. I think I've mentioned this in other videos. I go and I buy things from the Amish, raw products, healthier foods, in my opinion. I go over there the other day. My son's in the car with me, and pull up. They're all working together on the barn. They're putting the barn. They're working, fixing up the barn. They're all barefoot. That's another thing I want to bring to the channel. How much grounding is done in my own life. How much research there is behind how we can simply heal with putting our bare feet, bare body, bare whatever on the earth. It's got a resonance, Schumann resonance. So, I have just been drawn to those kinds of things, right? Like putting my bare feet on the earth is one of my favorite things to do now. And so we pull up and they're all in bare feet. They homeschool their kids. I know they're close to God. They grow their own food. I don't really know everything about the Amish, but these people have been doing it right for who knows how long now. And I used to be younger and stuff, and I'd be like, "What? I was so confused by that, right? Why wouldn't you want all these conveniences and all these luxuries and stuff?" Because this is where you're looking at it in the world now, where we are because of the conveniences and all the, the conveniences basically, right? The consumerism, the products, the stuff that it means nothing really in the end. So I don't know. That was another piece I want to share. It's so beautiful to see them. I don't know how far I could go in that direction. I don't know if I would want to be without like electricity, or I know that there's free energy ways to have energy free sources of that. So I think without kind of the egoic forces that are in charge of the world right now, which we're seeing come down, we're seeing collapse right now in front of us, which is a beautiful thing. Once we can get through this is going to be heaven on earth. This is going to be beautiful. So we just got to get there. And that's what inspires me to do these videos the most, because I'm feeling all this stuff come through me. And if I don't share it, really, how am I giving back to the world, right? I can show up, on my own. I can show up and just be it wherever I go. And I can touch people in my own experience, like physically in what I'm doing in my life. But dude, this technology is another way to reach so many more people, faster. So we can level out of the egoic and the darkness and stuff into this state of love everywhere. I know to me, sometimes as a man, it can seem like cheesy. Like, what do you mean? I don't know if I want to, whatever. Like some of the old me comes out and says, what are you talking about? And all this stuff. But it would be a beautiful existence. So anyway, one of the main things I want to do is read a few of these and just kind of give you my thoughts on them and how they relate to me. But I got to talking so much about this stuff. We're up over 12 minutes now. So let's read. Here, I just pulled this one randomly. I had a pile of them back there and I just grabbed them. The world needs your unique gifts. Don't leave with them inside you. Like, how powerful is that, right? Like, these are where's my camera thing at? I don't know if you can see that or not. These little tickets that come on my tea bags every morning that I have some tea. And throughout the day, I love herbal teas. The world needs your unique gifts. Don't leave with them inside you. Sorry, I don't know. I can't read today. So don't leave them with inside you. Still inside you. So, I mean, you have some unique part of you that God gave you. You created. God created. This is what I believe. And if you're attracted to this channel, most likely you have similar beliefs and similar, whatever. Or you probably wouldn't even be shown this stuff. And so that's one of the tickets there. I mean, it's just, I never felt that way. I always felt like I was never brought up that way, right? I never felt like I had any unique gifts to give to the world. And this channel, like I was saying before, we all have these unique things that we can give back to this world. But what happens if you get caught up in the grind, get caught up in the system, get caught up in the 9 to 5, and you never ever even have the chance, right? We can get out of all of that and get to a place where we're all living into our purpose here. There's no doubt in my mind we can get there if we work together, right? And that's the purpose of this channel. As I go on and I share, that's the purpose of this channel. Find your unity in your service to all. So there's another one, right? I was talking about collective consciousness, unity, being of service to all. What is that for you? What can you create? I'm creating these videos. This is what I've found right now that helps me. When I create the thumbnails and stuff, I'm being creative. It's really helping me get into those creative juices flowing, I worked with someone before and he said, they asked me that question. I didn't know how to answer it. What do you do to have fun? What do you do to be creative? And that's what I'm finding in this channel. So there you go. Find it. Seek it. Go get it. Do whatever it takes to get there. Because you going to look back on your life and you work some mundane job your whole life and be like, oh, but I got to retirement. I'm able to retire and enjoy life now when you're 60 or 70 or whatever. And probably, to be honest with you, the way the financial system's going, it isn't going to be there anyway. There's going to be massive changes financially coming. So your actions prove your greatness. Your actions prove your greatness. Right? Like I talked about before in videos, be it. Take action. That's where the rubber meets the road. You can think it, know it all you want, but you got to put it into action. Maybe I should have just started off on this. This is pretty cool. Travel in grace, knowing that you're protected by love. Right? What if we could travel every day in grace? Like I get into these places where this is real easy for me. I also get into places where it's not so easy still. And that's that split mind thing that I'm talking about. I still play into that other side of the darker egoic side of things. And I'm really working hard to just be nothing but God, nothing but creation, nothing but love. That's where I'm going with this. It's travel in grace, knowing that you're protected by love, knowing that there's love all around you. God, that's all it is. That's all that's here. Everything else there is created by a thought, was created by a darker force or an egoic force. But we don't have to live that way. We don't have to live that way. As a collective, we can do this. We can make a big change. May your head and heart speak with one voice. That's a good one. So your mind and heart connected together, all in one voice, meaning love, right? The love side of thing, God. There is no split mind. There is none. There's one mind. There's one voice. Align your head with your heart. Somebody's tooting a horn. Yeah, see, they agree. Accept who you are in this moment, but acknowledge who you want to become, right? So this ties back to what I was talking about. Like, I still feel like a shit show sometimes. I still feel like, can I do this? What am I doing? I'll have this split mind. I'll be letting those egoic deficiencies and that darkness come in more than I should, right? Or maybe you'd say it's perfect. It needs to happen exactly the way it's happening for me to realize something, right? Accept who you are in this moment, but acknowledge who you want to become. And then that it would tie back to the other one of get in action, get going. Let your energy be used to build, not destroy. I mean, this stuff all ties in. It's beautiful, right? All the stuff that I have in most of the things, I would say 90% or more of them tie into the same thing that I want to be in this world and what I'm doing on this channel, right? Let your energy be used to build, not destroy, right? Be love, not hate. Like, even if you're feeling things you don't want to feel, it's okay. They're okay to be there. Maybe you accept them. Maybe you friend them. And you say, what are you trying to teach me? Why are you here? Let me understand this, you know? The brightness of your being is generated from within. Again, within. Everything's from within. All this external stuff is here to teach us. We can learn from it. And we can handle it however we want. And inside our household right now, one big thing that we're working on is our anger and frustration, yelling inside. Like with the kids can be our kids are very challenging. I'll just leave it there right now because I wanted to try to keep this video under 20 minutes. So I want to wrap it up in the next 50 seconds or so. Forgiveness is an act of consciousness. There's another one. So the Course in Miracles talks all about how important forgiveness is. You know, when you forgive others, you're forgiving yourself. We are one with God. God is one with us. We're all kind of in this as this human collective consciousness, this unity idea. You know, let go of anything else. This is where it's at. So I want to wrap it up. As I always mention at the end of my videos, what I'm trying to become is unconditional love. Heaven on earth is already here. We just have to wake up to it. We just have to clear away all the darkness and all the egoic deficiencies that I speak about. And we are the miracle. We are the miracle. Till next time.